putting the stars in Firestarter. This is Cosmopunk.
Theatre of the Mind, a homebrew Starfinder story featuring the crew of the Leica 7.
Hi, I'm RJ and I play Vee, the Leica 7's morally ambiguous vest mechanic, designer of spaceships, owner of junk, doer of crimes, and I also play their drone flyby.
Hey, I'm Cypher and I play Ryder, a small punky Yosaki operative who's part otter, part pilot, and part blender.
And I'm Typhon. I play Radar, a cyborg Yamaltan Coyote engineer. But for this campaign, I'll be the GM. It's been 3 weeks since Baph left the crew to pursue her own dreams and destinies. Vee, Ryder, and Radar now find themselves back at the Minigun Bar, a bit listless and not really wishing to go back to their old lives of scrapping abandoned spacehulks. Things are quiet now that the crew has one less member, but between her duties of running the bar, Ryder takes some time out to go to the local arcade, and has become a little inspired. Episode 1. Cabinet Catastrophe. We're in the bar. It's quiet. There's a few patrons. Butlerbot's handling most of it. You know, when he's not busy fritzing out in the corner. Radar's in the back room. What are Vee and Ryder doing?
Vee is probably looking for van parts online.
Of course.
As one does.
Trying to fix Vanley, are we?
Stanley is in a constant state of near functionality, so Vee's probably like secretly allocating space in the bar for van parts. Like,
We have
you've
noticed
seen,
that... Go ahead.
you know those IKEA adverts where there's a blank room at the start and it sort of like superimposes different items in the thing with price tags and like this is how your room could look? That's just what Vee's mind looks like at all times. Like, this space could fit an engine. This space could fit an entire set of front wings with no rust. I could build a paint booth in that people booth.
What my cartoon brain is thinking is that within 30 seconds of getting back to the bar, the aesthetic is already starting to change. So you know, like you go in those like American, like Midwest drive-through bars where they'll have an exhaust above the bar and things like that, or an engine block with a table on top of it. I think we're starting to see that with the van parts in the bar, but it's not just decoration. These are parts that will eventually end up in Stanley. You just haven't told the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
Hoarder's gonna hoard.
So the bar aesthetic is very slowly turning into V's engineering room.
Yeah.
There's like a smell of engine grease in the air.
Yeah. I mean, unless Ryder actively is trying to stop them, Radar wouldn't.
No, I think Ryder just sort of like has been around V long enough to just let V do V. Eventually something good comes out of their tinkering, so she just lets it happen.
Yeah.
Be the junkyard you want to see in the world.
Ryder's probably ordered something off of Amazon Prime, like I'm picturing some sort of like arcade cabinet, but like a really obscure fighting game that no one has ever heard of, and she's trying to get people in the bar to like do a co-op playthrough beat 'em up with her, but no one's interested, so she's just doing it on her own.
Aw. Oh, that's kind of sad.
Okay, when V eventually notices that, they'll probably join.
Yeah, and so will Radar.
There's only 2 players though. It's an ancient one.
Radar will stand in the back and cheer while eating popcorn and pizza. Because
pizza.
he has two character dynamics. One is that he's always hungry, and that he also loves pizza, and that is it for his character depth.
That's as deep as it goes, folks.
Yeah. It's as deep as the crust on your pizza. So, the bar is quiet. The game's going fairly well. Do you know what? Let's get some dice rolling in. If you guys are you playing the game right now?
Yeah, it'll be called it'll be called Dragon Roll Punchmaster 6 or something.
Dragon Roll Punchmaster 5000, the very rare iteration.
Yes.
You've managed to find this thing on a junk heap, actually, and between the 3 of crew members, probably managed to get it semi-functional. The The cabinet's scuffed. The screen's a little bit washed out. You know, one of the joysticks is loose.
It's better than it used to be. I imagine Vee or Radar just open the panel up and there's like a half a dead fish and a packet of cigarettes in there and a bit of CPU.
Yep.
There was a screaming moment when we opened up the side panel and a bunch of those spider possums just ran out and just vanished into the station somewhere. We haven't seen them since.
They're not in the
But
bar.
I'm sure...
I'm sure they're not an invasive species.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't come back to bite us at some point. So, they're gone. The panel's been opened. We could do some engineering and computer rolls to make it work if you wish, to see what quality the game is. So
Sure,
what we'll do is everybody roll a computer's skill. I will add them all up and divide them by 3 for an average, and that will give us our score.
I mean, that's 30 for V. So.
Okay.
Wow.
It is 23 for Radar. He only rolled a 7. And Ryder, are you taking an active part, or are you just directing?
I mean, I rolled a 1 for computers plus 16, so that's
17.
cool. 17.
It's dice tell a story. So 17 plus...
Laying the side down.
So 17 plus 27 plus 30. 57, 67, 74 divided by 3 is 25.
Yes.
Which is good. 25 is good. Between the three of us, we managed to get the cabinet functional, working, playable, which is what we want.
Fuck yeah. Deep's on the first round of Dragon Punch Master 5 days, and
Yeah, the lights are on, V. Let's fire this thing up and have a go.
I've still got my fingers in the circuit board. Give me a second.
Okay, don't touch that.
Don't touch what?
The circuit board while it's running. That's probably not a good idea.
or touch it once and see what happens.
Oh, give me a minute. There are some frantic coyote noises from behind the cabinet.
Good news,
Right.
it still works.
Yeah.
And it's got a weird 3-pin power socket thing.
Wow.
Dare you to stick your tongue in it.
No, I'm not sticking my tongue in it. I'm going to hook it up to the mains.
Okay.
So, Radar, you have the cabinet sort of pulled out from the wall where you think you want it. Radar has literally just unscrewed one of the back panels, pulled it off, and it's the station mains. There's definitely a main junction box here. And you can see that he's got his tongue out. He's doing that thing where he's sort of licking the upper part of his lip. And he's sort of sizing up various circuit boxes.
Have we just been abstracting electricity from the station this whole time?
Have you ever seen an electricity bill?
We don't pay those anyway, so no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's this pile of envelopes that keep appearing in the office, but
I mean, we get tax bills all the time, but I've never seen V actually pay them. The number never goes down in the account, so...
Yeah, well, taxes for little people.
Yeah, I assume they're okay with us not paying them.
Maybe we're just too popular to tax.
Maybe. And honestly, fuck them, they don't need more money, they've got plenty of it.
Yeah, also, I haven't seen a police force this far down in the station in a while.
No.
Yeah.
Security through obscurity.
How we like it.
You were just full of these little quips, aren't you? Right, here we go, and he pulls out a junction box, and all of the lights go off in the bar.
Oh.
Excellent. Do the opposite of it.
All right, nobody panic.
It's okay. No.
We've just tripped the circuit a bit.
This was supposed to happen.
Okay, this was supposed to happen, everybody. Please continue to enjoy your drinks. The lights will be back on in a minute.
Bar business, go back to your drinks.
There's a from the various clientele, both of them, in acknowledgement to your announcement. To be honest, power outages this far down in the station are surprisingly common.
Yeah.
We're not in a high-class area.
Water drips on the plugs sometimes from the air recycler. Yeah. It's normal.
The further down you get in a gravity-fed space station, the damper it gets because water's heavier than air. Yeah. So,
Plus, I like to think the person that controls the electricity for the station just turns off the power to some sectors for a laugh sometimes.
Yeah, just to see what happens. Occasionally they vent the oxygen as well.
Yeah.
Right. There's some more clanging and banging, and you're pretty sure at one moment you hear the sound of what sounds like a monkey wrench being slammed in some delicate electrics. And then a zap, a yelp, and the lights come back on.
Hey! There we go.
Fixed forever.
And the cabinet powers up.
Oh, nice! What's that smell?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Smells like burnt hair.
Radar, you're right.
Yeah, Radar comes out from behind the cabinet, just patting himself down. There's a slightly singed...
One of his whiskers on fire.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's all right. There was a little bit of feedback. what with dealing with so many billions of kilowatts of power.
Okay, he's right. Right, let's try Dragon Roll then. I've been meaning to try this thing out.
Dragon Punch Roll 5000, please.
That's the one,
full
yeah.
title.
And yeah, Ryder puts like a coin on a bit of string that she's got in the slot, and then pulls it back out. Start her up.
Wait, don't you have the key to just open the coin drawer?
Yeah,
I know,
why do
it's
we have
more
to-
fun to do it like this. It's authentic.
It's authentic. Okay, so authentic. We're still using physical currency.
Well, they did when these things were popular. They don't anymore. They just,
How old is this thing?
I'm not entirely sure. It's probably older than Radar, but it looked fun. I bought it online. What?
Do you mean like my physical age or
Chronologically.
Well, I don't even know how long ago that was. So
Guessing out the home carbon dating testing kit.
That technically
just going to
works
measure
as
the
well.
carbon decay on this. Yeah, it would.
Engineers always have the right tool.
No, that means like screwdrivers and stuff. You can't have your own portable fucking carbon testing.
Here's my bomb disposal
Yeah.
kit that I
That
just
being
have.
said, according to this thing is fucking old.
Yeah.
Told you.
And look at it. What is that? 16-bit?
See, it says it right here on the display. Fucking old.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Hey, well, testament to it. It's still working.
Yeah. And all it took was setting radar on fire briefly.
Anyway, come on, let's have a go. Who wants to play?
Yeah,
with
go
me?
on. Go on, V.
I'll bet you.
Who's
I
first?
mean, I'll fight
All right.
you.
Well, there's two modes. There's co-op and there's fight. What do you want to do?
Fight.
Ooh, do coop.
Coop. No, co-op.
Coop.
Co-op and fight.
Oh, there is a dash. I can't tell with this font. Co-op. Do co-op.
Yeah.
All right, let's beat up some
I'll
whatevers.
beat you as a team.
Okay.
Beat up some pixels.
The coin goes in. The game starts up. You hit co-op mode. And you're almost confronted, almost aggressively, with this retro 1980s side-scrolling beat-em-up. Like Streets of Rage.
Wow. This
Yes.
is fucking old. I count the pixels, and I can't count very
Yep.
high.
But and so you scream, you're moving to the right all the time, and the enemies come in running left, and it's various different dudes, different species. They're all sort of wearing like sleeveless leather and got spikes on, and like bandanas and shades, and
Massive
have
shoulders.
mustaches. Massive shoulders. And your characters move around with the joysticks. You can roundhouse kicks. You've got a little sort of Shoryuken. And the setting seems to be a ruined city. So all of the buildings in the background, it does sort of like the isometric scrolling.
Yes, parallax.
It's all like a yellowy theme. There's lots of sand and these buildings poking out of it, and the odd ruined car on this highway.
Ooh,
game's good.
Ryder's character's going to go and start punching the car, see if there's any power-ups in it.
V's character's going to try and steal the car.
So
It's a ruined
here's
car.
Here's the thing. V's character gets up to having acquired several power-ups, not quite realizing or finding out anyway what they do. Make an intelligence roll.
Oh god.
V, just V.
Okay, that's 16 on the dice for a total
Okay.
of 18.
The opening levels are easy mode. They're designed to almost tutorial you into the game. You've got enough power-ups now that you get to this ruined car, and your character, who is a little more squatter, a little sort of like chunky beard, backwards red baseball cap, shorts kind of character, has got a big massive backpack on. As you press that button, a load of like spider limbs come out and start fixing up the car. And then after a moment, the car flips around to face the same direction that you're travelling in. Your character leaps into it, and you now have a car with a gun turret on it that drives around the screen.
Yeah, bitches.
How the fuck do you do that? Have you played this before?
No, probably. Who cares? I got a free car.
I bet you have. I bet you're cheating. Anyway, I'll be your gunner.
Yeah, you're just mad because I wouldn't let you destroy the car.
And this is where the game turns from Streets of Rage into bullet hell.
So Ryder's just riding on the back of this thing, just pumping little glowing spheres out across the screen.
It's even better than that. You get rockets. V only gets bullets, but you get like it's a 3-barrel rocket launcher, and like a finger of 3 rockets come out each time you press a button. And the ammo sign has that beautiful sideways 8 next to it.
This game sounds fucking rad. I want to play it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to play it as well. I'm just making it up on the fly.
I can't wait for
it's like
I can't wait for Dragon Fist Punch 5001.
yeah, it's
Its
a
name
combination
changes
of
every time.
it's Streets of Metal Slug. This one.
Nice.
So yeah. enjoy, really. Eventually, like, you smash through, you get to, like, a boss fight, and it's a dude on an oversized chopper motorcycle with a chain.
Laughing
Let's have
maniacally.
some... Oh, God, yeah, definitely. And it's all the whole, like, lip flap things, like, I see you have come to my kingdom. Sort of, so let's have some
Beautiful.
dex rolls from you two, please, to see if you can beat the boss. Radar, by the way, is stood behind you this entire time.
Eat an entire car, bitch.
Dex rolls, please.
Dex rolls.
Huh.
D20, add your dex bonus.
Ooh.
17.
See, I also got 17, but without the teen bit.
So you got 7.
Okay. 7.
7.
That's...
I mean, it's 17 in spirit.
I see.
So,
It's aspiring 17.
the boss gets a few good whacks on you as you're trying to size him up, and the car explodes, ejecting RJ's character. V's character. And they do that thing where they sort of land on their ass and bounce a couple of times before standing upright.
Oh, god damn it, V.
Not my fault.
The rocket pod ejects into the air, and Cypher, your character comes down on a little parachute before landing. Your character's a little more sort of lithe, almost a bit more feminine than V's character.
Yeah, I'm picturing like who's that lady in like combat fatigues in Street Fighter with the red bandana?
What's her name?
Cammy?
Yes.
That sort of character.
Yeah.
That's who Ryder would have picked
But
anyway.
make a perception roll.
Okay. Perception.
V is for perception.
14 plus 13. 27.
27. Your power-up sign is also flashing.
Ooh, I'm gonna hit the power up button.
You hit the power-up button, and your character basically turns into a giant flaming Chinese dragon.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Yeah, and
What
it
the
does the
do
thing.
that?
It does the thing where it does the almost like infinity sign figure 8, and you can just move that around the screen, and it just chucks fire and laser beams out of its eyes.
Yeah, get fucked! Get fucked! Yeah!
Bullshit. What can't I do it?
You didn't grab the power up. Why didn't you grab the power up back there?
No, he did. They did. Theirs was the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can't go hard.
So now, Ryder, if you could please make a strength roll and add 5 to the result.
Strength roll. Okay.
D20. Yeah, I'm just using your character. I don't know why, it just seemed fun.
Sure, no, that's fine. So 17 plus 2, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 24.
24. Right. The joystick's giving you a bit of resistance. There seems to be some kind of force feedback involved, certainly like a rumble pad effect. But you give it a crack, and the screen judders a bit, and then the dragon smashes into the boss. He falls off of his motorcycle, and the motorcycle explodes.
Yeah, take that, you shit.
And the boss rolls away sobbing from behind his reflective square sunglasses.
Mission complete.
And it does. It comes up with a di-di-di-di, mission complete, and then the high scores.
Who got the high score?
Well, the top fucking 8 slots are all occupied by somebody called Todd. You don't know who, but there's two flashing things at the bottom that say player 1 and player 2 that allow you to edit their name. So you can put in your 3 letters like you would.
Ooh.
D-I-K.
Oh, right. Well, if you're going to do that, I think Ryder's going to put T-I-T.
Yeah.
Well, they should have thought of that before they gave us the opportunity to put just 3 letters in. That's just asking for trouble, isn't it?
But on the other hand, if they're giving us 4 letters, and oh boy.
Well, that's level 1. I think you've got to put more money in if you want to do another one. But I'm happy this works, honestly.
Yeah, we can put it in the corner of the bar. It'll bring in patrons. They can play it while drinking.
Exactly. Maybe place bets on each other. Yeah, I think this will be a good money spinner.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do now, then?
Well, I've got 16 auctions running for different van parts.
Oh, bloody hell. How is Vanley?
But they all end at exactly the same time. So I'm going to need you to take these 17 different phones and
for God's
press bid
sake.
on all of them at the same time.
I've only got 2 arms, V, and a tail.
Don't run quickly. You're the fast. You can teleport, basically.
Not really.
Why would you be given the gift of teleportation if not to help me win car auctions?
No, I don't have teleportation, V. I've told you this. I can just disappear and then reappear somewhere else. That's not teleporting. That's just stealth.
Isn't it, though?
No, it really isn't.
Isn't it, though?
No, it really isn't.
In that case, I'm going to need to develop teleportation skills in 39 seconds. I believe in you.
Okay, I can do 4, maybe 5. That's like 2 hands, 2 feet, and my tail.
Okay, we'll meet halfway at 8.
All right.
Good luck. I trust you. You're amazing. V scurries off with their laptop.
You go to turn around, V, and you bump straight into Radar, who is
Holy
stood
shit.
stock still.
Radar, you've got limbs. Take these 4 phones.
He doesn't respond.
Radar?
And as you
Wave.
look, his eye has rolled into the back of his head, and his cyborg eye is twitching left, like backwards and forwards, and the normal red glow has turned a wicked, bruised purple.
Radar?
I'm no expert, but I think Radar's broken.
What do you mean he's broken?
V's like waving their hand in front of his face.
And his cyborg arm, is twitching.
Yeah, Ryder's kind of noticed this. She's going to go and like wave her hand in front of Radar's face and like click a finger, like, Radar. Oi, coyote.
Well, you know that you'd have to get a stool to do that or jump, so it's kind of adorable, but there's no response to you waving.
She'll jump up and do that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no response.
Well, I'm going to have to slap him.
No, don't hit him. I don't think that's going to help. Get him some that stuff he likes. What is it? Pizza? Popcorn?
Pizza or alcohol?
Get him both. We'll try both.
I mean,
do the smelling salts thing. You just like waft it under his nose.
He's like go back into the kitchen and comes out with like some pizza like from the microwave and just like wafts it under his nose to see what happens, and a pint.
There doesn't seem to be any response to the 3-day-old microwave pizza, or what I hope is beer.
Oh man, this is
I'm
bad.
out of ideas.
We should get into a hospital or something.
Eats the pizza, drinks the pint. I mean, I don't think we have healthcare coverage.
No. I mean, hang on. Have we? Just a quick question for the GM. Has this happened to Radar before?
You have never seen this before. But I'm going to give you a freebie, Si.
Okay.
You have medicine as a skill.
I do have medicine. Shall I? Yeah, I'll get a stool, and I'll try and run some medical checks.
I saw you put a sticky plaster in someone once, so I'm sure you can fix him, right?
I did do that. Yeah. Let's get. Ryder's going to like try and take Radar's hand and like pull him into one of the back rooms, so our 2 Patreons don't get suspicious.
If you pull on him enough, he will just fall over. He's completely comatose.
Can I roll strength to pick him up like a mannequin and just
fireman's carry Radar?
Yeah.
In full view of all the bar patrons?
Yeah, it won't be a roll to carry him. It will be a roll to carry him well. So you can just like drag him unceremoniously into the back room in front of everybody. But this could be like a...
Good news for you. That was a 12 on the dice. Do you want dex or strength?
It's strength. It will be pure strength.
That is 15 for only bumping your head against something once.
All right, it's fantastic. You pick Radar up like it's his fucking wedding night, and you only manage to hit his head on 3 things as you take him into the back room.
Thunk.
Which is up from what you thought it was going to be, which was at least 5.
And then V's just going to stick their head back out of the kitchen like, this wasn't drink related, to like the 2 bar patrons.
Get on with your drinks. It's fine. They're not poison, we promise. See you in a bit.
The 2 bar patrons don't even care. They're just like,
they're just completely deadbeat drunks. They're just like, ugh.
Yeah, they probably don't even register what's happening right now. They certainly won't remember this.
Okay,
well,
that's
But
fine.
it's okay because they're a steady source of income for the bar, so who cares?
We're back in a bit.
Okay,
Don't steal
so-
anything.
Yeah.
Ryder,
Put him down. Put him down.
why is this like gestures to Radar, who we're planking him between like 2 chairs now?
Yeah, he is rigid. You could use him as a table right now.
On the one hand, that's incredibly impressive. On the
He's
other
just, like,
hand, like,
Bolt lengthways between 2 desk chairs.
Yeah.
can I roll a medicine for what it's worth to try and take his pulse and make sure he hasn't entirely died and gone into rigor mortis?
Yeah, basic
Have
triage.
we finally killed Radar?
Make an intelligence roll. If you manage to kill Radar by what? Accidentally electrocuting him?
It's 11 on the dice plus intelligence, which is 2. That's 13. Lucky 13 for thinking with my best brain.
Hang on, it might not be intelligence. It is intelligence. You're not trained in it. No, so have you got any ranks in medicine?
Okay, so believe it or not, I actually put some points into medicine. So
Good!
I have an entire rank in medicine.
So
Oh.
add 1 to the...
Do you maybe want me to do it?
Oh, tell me what your medicine roll is. No. V's already trying.
It's a 14 to make sure he's not, like, entirely dead.
Okay.
So that is your... Hang on. So medicine is your intelligence bonus, plus the ranks, plus the... any misc modifiers from it? Just look at it on your character sheet.
I'm here to kill, not to heal.
So it's just 14. Okay, Radar is alive. He's breathing.
Yep, good news, he hasn't died. Yet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, good. I hope that fucking arcade cabinet didn't give him some weird virus or nothing. Ryder's going to have a look.
Beyond that, like, that's some pretty impressive core strength, because he's, like, supporting himself like a tank.
Don't think this is how he's meant to be normally. I'm going to roll for medicine.
You've known him for 10 years! I don't know, Cypher. I don't think you're supposed to be a table, but I've only known you for 15 years, so I'm not sure.
Hey, Ryder. Do you reckon he's, like, glitched out and he'll come back to normal at some point?
I don't know, V.
Because if he's just glitched out, I reckon we could probably shave him before he wakes up.
No, we're not going to shave him. We're going to have a look and see what's wrong with him first before we do anything cruel.
Boo.
If it's something he's going to recover from, then we do something cruel.
He's hiding something under that fur, I can tell you.
I don't know. I really want to draw a dick on his forehead when he's like this. No, focus. So that is a 17 for medicine.
All right, so Radar is alive, clearly comatose, but the cyborg parts of him, the eye seems to be spinning, rotating, looking all over the place, like under its own volition, and his arm and leg are twitching.
Yeah.
It's like he's having some sort of seizure.
V's going to grab, like, the cleanest bar rag in the house and then just tie it like an eye patch over his eye. Well, that's that fixed. So
Which eye?
The arm and the leg are still twitching. Yeah, which eye did you tie it over? Tell me it was the cyborg eye.
yeah, it's a cyborg eye.
No, V, covering up doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah, and V's also in the back of the mind aware that cyborg guy has a laser in it. So if his cyborg parts are going haywire, then there's a chance he's just going to start like
letting off the
Superman
laser,
laser blasting the fucking bar apart.
How is a bit of cloth going to stop that from happening?
It isn't.
It makes me feel beer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for V. That's not for Radar.
So Radar is having some kind of seizure as far as Ryder's concerned.
Yeah.
So does Radar have like a hood or something on the mechanical side of his brain that can be like popped off and inspected?
From the vague and strange memories you have of first meeting him, you know that there's, and certainly from what you saw at Glitch, you know that he has like a manual input thing at the base of his neck, almost Matrix style.
Okay.
Huh.
You know, with the big cable that goes in.
I mean,
There's a few smaller ones down his spine that you've seen or glimpsed occasionally. They don't ever seem to be used. Neither does the back part on his neck. As for the actual cyborg sort of bionics, you don't really know. From what you can see under like the top plating, it seems to be a mass not of like gears and motors, but like coiled metal cabley sinew. So it mimics real life, like what are those cables called that can tension and twist?
Like the muscular cable.
Like those.
I know the ones you mean, like the prehensile, the ones that Tesla used to charge cars. The cyber dick. It's not called that, but Tesla has a thing where it's just a tentacle with a plug on the end, and you park a Tesla near it, and it goes wiggle, 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 and then finds the charging port, sticks it in it, in the most like unintentionally arousing way possible.
That's lewd as fuck.
It is lewd as fuck. It's even lewder when you see it in real life.
Yeah, I don't like that. Well, it's not that.
Okay, good.
So
yeah. But you get the
crosses
idea.
that
There
off
doesn't
his
seem
list.
to be. There doesn't seem to be any input. But you've seen Radar disassemble it once or twice and tweak things with like a screwdriver or something. So you're not really that familiar with it. I nearly said with his body, and that's correct, but also not what I mean.
I mean, if we want to get more familiar, I have this razor.
No, we're not shaving Radar.
Slowly puts the razor back in the pocket.
Every time the razor is mentioned, it has appeared in V's hand and it is on. It is buzzing.
Yep. Ryder's kind of worried now because she's wondering if V feels this way about all furry people.
Mammals?
No,
all
no,
mammals.
no. Squints. No.
Ryder backs up slightly away from V.
The razor has disappeared.
Okay.
What razor?
Ryder's going to have a look at this. Ryder's going to have a look at the plug point in the back of his neck. See if she can find anything that might correspond to it.
Yeah, that's the point. From the equipment I have as an engineer, would I be able to hook up my the computers I have as an engineer to the back of his head? Like, do I have a USB to radar interface?
You'd have to try.
I'm always one for trying. If at first you don't succeed, it wasn't meant to be. That's 14 on the dice plus computers.
Oh, are you actually going to try it? Because this involves some setup.
Okay. Yeah, V's gonna take a look at the port on the back of Radar's head, and start rummaging through their bag of shit to see if.
Should we at least get him comfortable so he's not wedged like a table between two desk chairs?
But he's planking so well. This could be a planking record.
I know. I just don't want his muscles to go into a seizure.
Fine.
V has actually rested a cup on Radar right now. He's a perfectly good table.
You know that website where people put stuff on their pits and see how much stuff they can put on their pits before he gets annoyed and shoots it with his laser eye.
That sounds cruel. I don't like that.
And oddly specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We should probably just put him in his bed. I mean, it's we can get him up the stairs, right?
Yeah, we can try. I'll do the lifting on the lower side. You take him up the stairs. I'm sure.
Good news, Radar. The smallest and the biggest person in the party are now going to carry your character upstairs. But I rolled an 18 plus 3 for strength, so 21 for not trampling your tail or hitting your head on something.
13 for me plus strength of 2, so 15 overall.
Okay, so V, in a very, very quick and oddly very clever moment, grabs the legs, and Ryder, you're left with Radar's clumsy head.
Right.
Radar is not very flexible currently, it seems, which is unusual because he's usually quite lithe.
Is he?
So carrying him up, yeah, he's got a dex of 18.
Yeah, he's all sinewy and bendy. He's a bendy coyote.
He flexes. But not tonight, it seems.
Nope.
So, Ryder is sadly stuck at the front of the column, walking backwards, trying to get Radar up
God,
the
he's
stairs. And
stiff as a fucking board. What's going on?
Well, I don't know. I mean, just get him into bed, and I'll see if we can interface with him in some way and check out his life. And it could be he just needs to. I don't know. Does he charge them or?
I don't know. All right, watch his tail. Watch his tail. Don't step on it.
Well, tails your department. He's
V, make a dex roll.
Hiya! 17 for dex plus 1.
You do manage to avoid standing on Radar's tail, V.
Yay! I'm helping. Yeah.
So you get him up the stairs. You somehow, trying to get a new sofa into a new apartment, you somehow manage to handle him around corners and into his bed, where he's placed at an oddly funny angle with both his legs sticking out at an awkward sort of jip. But he's definitely in there.
To me, to you.
Well, that's as good as that's going to get. Also, he needs to be face down because the port's on the back of his head.
Will he be able to breathe?
Would he be able to breathe? I mean, he's got pretty
You
long
could
snoot.
just balance him on his side. He doesn't have to be face down.
Ryder's going to position Radar so he will be able to breathe, not swallow his tongue, and
Rotate the yote.
Rotate the yote.
Wrote the yote.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, Radar is left on on his side. The portal is concealed behind his very long hair, so you'll need to move that out of the way, which you do.
We'll need to shave him.
No, we're not shaving him. What is wrong with you, V? I had to convince you not to do this last time.
10 years ago.
Haven't you wanted to know?
No.
What colour is he underneath?
Well, he's pink. Like most
So
mammals.
how do you know?
Like me. I just know,
Because you
okay?
can see his scars.
Yes.
Wait, you pick up the...
Yes. Look at my scar, V. He's that colour.
Yeah, here now.
Yeah. Anyway, can we fix him?
Crosses Stave Ryder off their list.
What fucking list is that? What fucking list is that? Let me see.
What list? It's holding the list out of Ryder's grip.
Yeah, small angry otter jumping noises ensue. As the list is indeed held.
I am not above eating this notebook.
V isn't either.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to question that. Right. Do you move Radar's hair out of the way to look at the port?
Yes.
You move the hair out of the way, and the port is perfectly circular. There's a smaller circle inside that juts out slightly from the metal plating, with 3 portals in it connected by lines, so sort of in a triangular shape.
Yeah.
It looks as though what that is that accepts a very unique input, and that input sort of moves the baffle out of the way, or the cover, before it interfaces, so you don't just have an open sort of wound into your back that could get full of gunk and stuff. There appears to be a covering in the way that only moves out the way for this connector.
Quick question for the GM.
Yes.
Is this in any way familiar to what happened when we first discovered Radar in his pod?
Yeah, have we seen this connection before from
the memories of that night for you are slightly hazy. You don't quite recall what happened. You remember you scanned a pod. Mm-hmm. If you were like, yay, Archaeotech, we're fucking rich, brought it in. Oh no, it's a rescue mission. We can't claim this as salvage. There's a person in it. It says they're badly wounded. It's got a medical heal thing. Something happened. The pod opened. Radar emerged screaming. There's something else happened. And then you had Radar.
And that's why we call him the Screaming Potato.
That smacks of danger, so Ryder's gonna arm herself just in case.
Well, in case we need to shoot Radar?
I don't want to, but I don't know. I've got alarm bells going off about this whole situation, so I'm gonna kit up, and Ryder's gonna go and get her gun and her sword.
I mean, he's at this point. If he does anything, we could just leave him to it.
I know. I'd rather not anything happen. This is just a precaution. V, you do your thing, and I'll stand guard. Let me know if you need any tools or anything.
V,
if it feels better, we can just tie him to the bed.
Can you make an engineering roll?
I can make an engineering roll. 8 plus.
Oh, thank fuck.
Come on, 7. Okay, so it's 15 for engineering.
Right. You're looking at this port going, well, I mean, I don't recognise it, but it looks pretty mundane. And there's a vendor, up the road who sells all sorts of mechanical machinery interface and stuff. Maybe he knows what it is. Or maybe even Ryder knows what it is.
Well, short of carrying Radar all the way over to the shop down the road that does weird electronics,
I don't want to carry him.
V's going to bring Flyby in and just get a snapshot of the port on the back of Radar's head.
Yeah, I imagine Flyguy perches on your shoulder, and then their one lens sort of does the whole iris thing where it goes, takes a picture. Yeah.
That or he perches on your shoulder and does it.
Radar wouldn't know.
Yeah. His mortal form is entirely in our hands.
So, you've got the picture. What is happening now?
I guess V, not knowing exactly what the port is, they're probably going to head down to, that guy who's running the Radio Shack.
Yeah. This guy puts the D in dodgy. You know this already. Yeah. But then everybody in this district does, including your bar. So...
I mean, he sells stolen electronics, but they're cheap, so... I mean, he sold me a car stereo that works.
I mean, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that he even had a car stereo, especially in Station Z, pretty impressive.
Outpost Zed, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ryder, what do you want to do? You want to look after, the radar-sicle, or...?
Yeah, I'll look after Coyote Plank. You go down and see if they've got anything that will interface with that weird socket in the back of his neck. I'll give you a call on the comm if terrible things start happening.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully terrible things won't start happening, because, like I said, he's got a laser for an eye, and I'm pretty sure he could kill all of us if he wanted to, so...
Well...
I mean, are you sure you don't want to tie him to the bed, just for safety reasons?
No, you can't tie people down that are seizuring. That's a terrible idea.
Is it? I thought it was a bad idea to put your fingers in their mouth.
That too, but they start ripping muscles and tendons involuntarily because they're seizuring if you tie them down. So let's not do that.
Fair enough. I mean, you're the doc.
Not really, but I looked at a medical book once. Anyway, you go down and see if they got plug stuff. I'll look after Radar.
I'm going to go see Al, the dodgy electronics vendor.
Yeah.
Righty.
All right, so I'm going to focus on V for a little bit then.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way out of the bar. You take a right onto Main Street, and you start proceeding towards the electric shop. You can see, you know exactly where it is because it goes bar, those massive cooling pipes, the one which you crushed Sid with, an empty abandoned shop, another empty abandoned shop, a triplex of abandoned shops, and then the electric store.
Hmm.
It's not a great part of the outpost where we are.
I mean, none of it is. We live on, like, the shit tier.
Yeah.
It's pretty scummy.
There's no further discussion on that. We live on the shit tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's called the sump for a reason.
But,
Yeah.
free parking and free spaceship parking.
Yeah, we do get free docking, which is nice.
Speaking of, how far is it to the electronics shop?
Probably about 100 metres.
Yeah, V drive.
Well, the only other cars or vehicles down here look like the ones from that game you played, so they're all a little bit banged up.
Yeah,
maybe semi-abandoned. You're pretty sure one of them was on fire recently.
I have a van.
And you have a van, so you can just smash shit out of the way.
Yeah.
Can't believe I have to drive all the way to work on a Saturday.
So,
On a Saturday.
do you park outside of the shop?
Yes, I do.
There's a space. Yeah, you crash into the space. And you even want to roll for it. I'm not even going to make you bother at this point. You're that familiar with Stanley.
Yeah.
You pull out outside the shop. The shop weirdly has like a wooden frontage with glass and one of those inset doors in the middle. It looks like something out of the 1920s. But more importantly, it smells like an old bookstore. Do you know that smell I mean?
Yeah,
Musty.
the smell of
Yeah.
decaying paper and musk.
Yeah,
And dust.
but it's also, being a vest, your senses are a little overdeveloped for this thing. It also smells a lot like there's a bunch of burnt out electrics in there and other machinery parts and vague scents like mercury and other weird things.
So it basically smells like a cash converters.
Yeah. You do you go in?
Yep.
You open the door and there a bell rings. And immediately in front of you, you're confronted with an old, polished wooden floor that goes in about 6 foot. And then there is a wall with a grill and a window, and behind it is sat an Elebrian. Elebrians are humanoid, pink, but they've got oversized heads and very big dark eyes. They look a bit like alien greys, if that makes sense. And he's sat behind there, and he's quite tall, and he's very gangly and long-limbed. And he leans in and says, "What do you want? Oh, it's you again.
Yeah.
What do you want? The radio I sell you. It worked fine when you leave here.
Yeah, it still works. Not worry about that yet.
No refunds."
But yeah, I need to find an interface for this particular port. If you have anything in stock, and V's going to bring Flyby in and bring up a little holo display with the photograph of the back of Radar's head. I mean, you ever seen anything like that before?
Let me roll some dice. Oh, you absolute star. The Elebrian leans in, sort of peering through the grill, and he can't quite make it out. And then eventually he just taps a button and the whole wall just lifts up into the ceiling. And then he beckons you closer into where there's a little more light. And he leans in and he sort of grabs Fly Guy. And he says, drone, mechanic, yes? If you want to sell, very valuable. I can make work for any user.
You still got all the parts from the last drone I sold you. Like the weird snake one my mate's found.
No, they gone. New bidder, new buyer. Ladder, something.
Anyway, I'm not selling Flyby. I've had him for like 30 odd years now, and I'm very attached to him.
Fine.
But
You ask about port, yes?
Port.
Archaeotech, old military, neuro-mechanical, motive interface.
Cool. I mean, do you have like a converter for it? I need to hook it up to my mechanics rig.
Converter for Nummy.
Yeah.
Let me check.
I mean, if you've got one in stock, I will literally pay you some money for it.
And he turns around, he opens the door, and he yells, Ma! Need converter for Nummy unit! And then a slightly more effeminate voice says, Nummy for converter unit, right. And then he closes the door and turns around and says, she's on it.
You know, you've never let me see who that is behind that door. Every time I come here, you yell at them.
It's not for you!
These eyes narrow.
The Elebrian's eyes narrow, and they do it much better than yours because they're so fucking huge.
Bigger eyes.
Yeah.
You know, it will not be cheap.
Yeah, I said I'd pay you some money. Like, we can reach an agreement. It's not like I need it badly or anything.
You are good for parts. Maybe I make exception.
Yeah, right. Tell you what, you get me a good price on this, and next time we kill a drone, I will let you have first pick of all the components.
there is a ding. And he holds up a long, elongated finger and he says, "I'm here, yes." And he turns around and presses a button on the wall. And the floor opens up and a lift comes up. It's like almost like a giant sort of metal bucket. But in there appears to be 3 car seats, all wired around a central pole. Sorry, 4 car seats, all wired around a central pole with a bunch of cables that seem to sort of snake into the seats at various places. But you notice that each seat has a circle in the back of the neck. But atop each of those seats is some kind of headdress, like a VR display. Very similar to what you saw in Glitch.
Where do you even find all this stuff? Like,
Outpost Zed is a node for these things. It's
you pawned it. Yeah.
business secret. Anyway,
Alright, so, I mean, are these things portable, or...?
he goes in and he sort of lifts one of the seats and shows you that you can just lift the whole thing. Look, come here, close, come in close. It's not plugged in, so I have to do manual. But he leans around one of the seats and he presses a button, and he says, there are 2 interface options. One is a typical VR immersion headset thing, and he points at it. And the other one is this. And he reaches around the back of the seat and he presses a button. And that portal in the back of the chair opens up, and the 3 pins emerge with the lines connecting them like a triangle. And then sort of petal open, and an ugly-looking rod goes out about 2 inches.
Cool,
It's a direct neural interface for heavy load. You need port for that. I think your friend has port.
First of all, absolutely not. What was the other option again?
We can do it on site if you wish. Will not be cheap.
Yeah, I know, you said that already. Like I said, you know I'm good for it anyway. And like I said, you get me a good price, and I will look after you next time we capture a drone. And you know we do that quite a lot, so...
At least 3 drones. In 5 years.
2.
2 drones. In 5 years.
Deal. Cheap bastard.
Deal. You take. You get out of my store. Nobody come to collect this stuff.
Fair enough. Look.
You have
forward
any
to
more
doing
questions about
business.
Nami? You tell me. You come to me. I do you good
Yeah,
deal.
I mean, alright, so what do? We just stick him in this and then interface with it directly, or?
I don't know.
Bitch, it's your equipment. Does it not come with a, user manual?
It's not my equipment.
It's in your
I
shop.
find.
It's in your
we
floor.
discover. Yes, I sell.
Borrow.
But I no use. No, I sell. 2 drones, 5 years.
Yeah, fine. Christ. Gonna have to go kill a bunch of drones off.
You know not to cross a Lebrian. If you do not deliver, we come for you.
Yeah, I know. When have I not never delivered for you? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know I'm good for
Now
it.
go. Take out of my sight. Put in your... What do you call? Van?
That's Stanley I'll have, you know. That's like...
What is that
the
picture
best
on side? Why is there unicorn?
Come on, he's slaying a dragon.
And rainbow?
Because rainbows are pretty.
And you airbrush pink cloud into bottom. I do not like. Should be
Hey.
uniform black.
Get a better appreciation for art. You fucking
Just
legend.
take your thing and go. And he presses it like he pushes the
with you. Sorry.
It's exactly that painted on the side.
It is totally that. It is basically a homage to Erasure. He bundles all of the chairs and everything into your arms, and he presses the thing, and the wall descends again with the grill, and he just glares at you from behind the grill.
Yeah, I'm going. I told you, 2 drones, 5 years, it'll be easy.
He doesn't say a word.
Yeah, bye to you too. Look forward to doing business in the future. Closes the door behind them.
This is a typical interaction with this vendor.
Yeah.
And it occurs to you that in your entire time on the station, you've never seen him have another customer.
And we've never
wonder
seen
why.
who's behind the fence. Who is his
No.
mysterious assistant?
His mum, I think.
Or it's definitely his mum. Thinks for themselves as they load these chairs into the back of Stanley. See, I told you it was a good idea bringing Stanley, said V to nobody in particular. As they,
A man with a ladder walking past says, "Oh, yeah, okay." Just carries on. I don't know if you know about my man with ladder mechanic.
We do now.
no. We do now.
The man with the man with the ladder mechanic is whenever the GM wants to do a jokey, non-canon self-insert. So if he delivers like a quip or something, he'll say, "Yada yada yada." Set the man with the ladder.
Even when they're just in the middle of deep space, there'll be a man with a ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A very long ladder.
It's just a fun little exposition. It's not canon, so you know.
Yeah.
Right,
So yeah,
you-
V bundles 3 chairs and a bunch of wiring into the back of Stanley, and then drives the long and perilous journey back to the bar.
Yep. There is a back entrance to the bar. It's where the original barkeep made his fabulous exit from. It does have a sort of a lane access. You can park in there.
Yeah, Ve'll stick the van in there and then like yell through the door to Ryder. It's like, Ryder!
Yeah?
Ryder!
What?
I need a hand. I found something I think can interface with him, but it's pretty bulky and cumbersome. Can you give me a hand like getting it in the bar?
Yeah, give me a second, I'm on my way down.
Oh, also we need to capture and kill 2 drones for an unrelated, semi-related reason.
Well, can we do that later?
Yeah, just put it on the to-do list.
Alright, fine. Yeah, while V was at this dodgy tech place, I think Ryder would have been running proper cognitive function tests on radar. And what I imagine that is basically like she would have got her lighter out, the one she uses for cigars, and just lit it in front of his eyes and just moved it back and forth to see if his eyes are tracking it, just to see how awake and cognitive he is.
His organic eye has rolled into the back of his head. No response. When you remove the cloth from the cyborg eye, it locks onto the heat source and follows it. Eerily.
Huh. That's interesting.
So he's gone from being screaming potato to regular potato to creepy eye-stalking potato?
When you do that, his hand stops twitching.
Ooh, that's progress. Do that again.
Well, I mean, you're not here at this point, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're dealing with a weird Elebrian. Go away.
Yeah, okay, so this is happening before V gets back to the bar.
Yeah.
Yes. You've had your roleplay, RJ. Let Cypher have a go.
Mum said it's my turn on the Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what happens. And it follows the lighter. And when you close the lighter, the arm does not start twitching again. And the eye is focused on you.
Hello, Radar. Is that you in there? Yeah, Ryder's going to move to the left of him, to the right of him, and see if the eye follows.
The head doesn't move, but the eye tracks you as far as it can.
Does Radar have a guitar in this room, in the upstairs room?
It's on the Leica.
Oh, it's on the Leica. Is there any sort of instrument or something that belongs to Radar in this room?
No. His room here is very Spartan. You don't think he treats it really as a room, it's just like a place to sleep?
Yeah, I just want something that belongs to him that he would recognize.
There's his guns.
His guns.
Which says a lot about the character, really, doesn't it?
If there's one thing that can bring Radar back, it's his weaponry collection.
Okay, Ryder's going to get one of his handguns or something, and just hold it up, cock it, load it in front of him. Not point it at him, just maybe do a trick, spin it around her finger.
That eye is following you and not the gun.
Well, that's slightly threatening.
Make a perception roll.
Yeah, she's probably going to move a little closer to it. And yeah, do a perception roll. 13 plus P is for perception. 14. We've done that roll before. That's
27.
27.
You know, Radar's eye has that thing where it's got the different lenses that sort of shock in and out under the surface of the eyeball.
Yeah.
It is doing that, but it is flicking through them at a rate you have never seen before.
It's like it's trying to work out what I am.
Kind of. You think it might be... You know that these lenses will affect depth. It's like it's using that to sort of sound out a three-dimensional environment without being able to move or touch.
I think Ryder's going to put the cloth back over the cyborg eye at that point.
That one.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little strange. Let's do more of this later. And then she hears V's voice from downstairs.
Well.
Ryder! Ryder!
He's asleep!
How can we bring these stupid chairs inside?
All right. Radar, don't go anywhere.
Is he still broken?
Yeah, some weird stuff happened. I'll tell you in a sec. And yeah, Ryder's gonna hop downstairs.
Yeah. Well, good news is I bought these 3 chairs from Weird Al down at the Radio Shack.
Weird Al?
That's his name now.
He's weird and he's called Al. What do you want to call him?
What the hell's all this stuff?
Okay, so...
You're supposed to be getting plugs.
Yeah, this is the only thing I find with a plug that matches the one in the back of Radar's head. So this is what we got to work with. Now let's make it work.
All right. Well, what do we do with it? Do we
I don't
just...
know. Stick him in it and put the plug in the hole.
And then what?
See what happens.
Uh...
I mean, I've got my mechanics rig on the other end, so I'm guessing that hopefully this means we can interface with this cyborg half at least.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, you just wasted a bunch of credits on whatever the fuck this is.
Oh, no, I didn't spend any credits on this. But unrelated, semi-related, we need to kill 2 drones in some amount of time I've already forgotten.
5
Basically,
weeks.
yeah, when we're done with this, we need to find 2 Aslanti, kill them, steal their drones.
Oh, well, I mean, that's enjoyable. At least we can do that and pass the time.
Yeah. See, that's something everyone can enjoy.
You still got some blood bits left over as well.
No, I already sold them all to him.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I mean, we took everything useful out of them anyway. It's all just servos and, like...
I swear I never see a bloody penny of any of this stuff you sell, V.
Bitch, you clipped his tail bit.
What? Did I?
You still got his tail digger.
Do I?
You have the tail blade from Bob, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I do. I forgot.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You got paid for this.
Is that installed?
I
No.
mean,
No, you just have it on your desk currently.
Yeah.
A handle needs to
okay.
be made for it, you know.
yeah, you haven't equipped it, but you have it.
I haven't been to the cybernetic tattoo parlor at the lower part of Outpost Zed to get it installed yet.
For all your tail stabbing needs.
Yeah, you'd probably want it so that you can, like, cover it as well, because just having a tail dagger in polite society is not acceptable.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's got to be sheathable in
It'd be like
In the
having
fur.
knives for hands.
yeah. Lady Dimitrescu style.
You've got you're manhandling these chairs. Where are you putting them?
Probably next to Radar's bed. Just like...
Okay. You'll get it in the room, you can operate around it, it will be a bit cramped, but it should fit.
Okay.
Cool.
So I did a quick test on him while you were out. He followed the flame of my lighter around, and then he looked straight at me.
Yeah.
He didn't respond to any of the stuff I was like holding in front of him. He was looking almost through me. It was a little scary. I covered his eye back up for now, but just FYI.
Alright, let me try something in. V's going to take the eye patch off and hold their hand in front of his eye.
You take the eye patch off, and the first thing that happens is that the purple light focuses immediately on you. Then you place your hand over it.
Oh, wait, I mean, I want to hold the hand at a distance and like move it back and forth and see if it follows that.
Oh, right. The eye is locked very firmly on your face.
Yeah, you know what this means.
What?
He thinks I'm hostling you.
Don't think that's what that means, V.
Also, the light is still purple.
Wait, was it purple before?
He's always had a red cyborg eye, like Terminator style. This one is purple.
Yeah.
His eye's red normally. I could have sworn it was red beforehand.
Okay. Do you want to just like... V's going to go to one of the chairs, and do you want an engineering roll for...
Sorry, after that pause, I thought you were going to be like, do you want to just inject him into space?
Just get rid of him. Are we done here?
This one's a write-off. Time to eat him into space and find a new coyote.
This boy's cheese has slid off his cracker. Let's get a new one.
Oh, Jesus, lit up his crap.
Not even in warranty.
That's a Green
Yeah.
Mile reference for
He's
those who
not
care.
He's not the sharpest sandwich on the Christmas tree. Right. Let's,
I mean, if we get this this equipment set up to work with my engineer's rig, then hopefully we can prop him up in one of these chairs and at least see if we can create a direct interface with whatever's controlling his eye at the moment.
This stuff looks fucking ancient. Does it generate its own power? How are we going to plug it in?
He's fucking ancient.
No. Like, how are we going to hook it up to the station and get power for it?
That's what we didn't engineer, I guess.
Oh, well, that's lucky. We have at least one in this room.
yeah, he's comatose on a plank.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I?
That's why I said at least
I'll
one.
have you know, that is 17 plus 7 for engineering, which is...
24.
Big numbers.
Yes, that number.
It will take some study, but this thing looks like it follows most of the traditional laws of physics. It's in it needs power. The interface seems pretty self-explanatory.
It's a Unix system. I know.
It is not a Unix system, as far as you can tell. You can't identify any computer attached to this. It seems to be a power core, a central node that links all of these headsets and interface systems together, some chairs to sit in, and that's it. There's not even a framework to hold it all up. It's just a mass of old chunky cables wiring a bunch of seats and head bits together.
Very Half-Life 2 is what I'm thinking.
Kind of. Very, again, Matrix.
Well, good news is we don't need this bit. Yeah. V's going to disconnect the port from the chair so that they can insert it in radar.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a case, you find a couple of screws. Of course, it takes you 7 screwdrivers to find the right head, but you do get the screws off of there. Yeah. Which is weird, because it'd just be like looking at a circle. You wouldn't think you'd be able to grip anything, but it worked. So the unit comes away, you could just push that out the back of the chair. And the cables are all like elasticy, extendo-y sort of valve type stuff, so you can just plug it into him. Do you attempt to plug in the Yoti?
Yes. I would like to charge my Coyote, please.
You get the port close to his neck, and as you get close to it, the portal on the back of his neck opens.
Progress.
Oh. Is that normal?
I mean, I guess so. Maybe it like auto-detects when the cable's nearby.
I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna Ryder's gonna like clutch her gun close again, just in case.
Yeah, she's armed and ready.
I'm gonna stick this port in his head now.
Alrighty. Best of luck, Radar.
You push the portal in, and it makes the satisfying sort of almost pneumatic kind of
boom.
And then there's what sounds like 3 clicks as it rotates slightly, then 4 clicks as it rotates in the opposite direction, and then a moment of silence, and then a double click, and it stops.
I mean, that's positive.
So is that like in his brain now?
Oh, I guess so. I mean, hold on. Let me. So there's 2 chairs remaining with 2 ports.
3 chairs with each has a net.
Oh, yeah, sorry, we
portal.
bought 4, didn't we?
Yeah, and each has a like a VR headset almost.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I talked to Al about this. Either we can directly interface with him through VR, like in Glitch, but hopefully less like Glitch because we won't get trapped in it this time.
Alright, is that the only way to do it? I'd really rather not put another fucking headset on.
Yeah, or according to L, you can shove this giant spike into your head.
I'd really rather not shove the giant spike into my head.
Yeah.
The giant spiky shaggy, by the way, is another one of those portals that he's just plugged into radar.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing this shit, V. This cybernetic stuff squicks the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, like, he's already 60% machine anyway, so...
40.
45. We met right in the middle at 45.
Depends how many bullets he's got in him at any one given time.
Yeah, his amount of lead factor varies.
Yes.
So, yeah, as death as I am to go right back into VR right after being trapped in VR for so long, for the sake of getting the potato back, yeah, it's worth it.
Alrighty. Alright, do you want me to go downstairs and close the bar first?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 patrons in there anyway, so...
We don't know how long this is going to take.
If you pour a trail of alcohol out the door, they'll just follow it, so...
Okay.
Leave a series of shot glasses out into the street.
Yeah, I think Ryder's going to do something similar, just leave some, like, little shots of vodka leading out of the door.
You've had to close early before for various reasons, usually a chemical spill or Butler Bot's done something. So closing the bar early, there's a routine to it now. You say, right, we're closing. Everybody says, but what about last orders? And then you point to Butler Bot, who is advancing on them.
Yeah, Ryder's going to get like her megaphone and go, right, bar's closed, everyone get the fuck out.
What about our last orders?
I don't give a shit, get out. You should have thought of that before you started becoming alcoholics. Leave.
This bar's dumb, I'm never coming back again.
I don't care.
I'll see you on Friday.
Get out. Ryder's going to get the broom and just like poke them out the door.
Yeah, they do the drunk sort of stagger out, leaning on one another. These guys, like, hate each other on a Monday to Friday basis. But when it comes to drink time, everyone's your friend. They support each other out of the door and disappear into the GM cupboard of characters that I don't have to roleplay anymore.
Ryder flicks the closed open sign to closed, but it's the black books thing where it says closed on both sides. And she's like, huh? And then just shakes her head and goes back upstairs. And after the bar has been shut and locked down.
Okay, you turn around, and Butler Bot is stood immediately behind you, and he's looking down at you going, "Do you require assistance?"
No, just make sure no one comes in and just guard the place for a bit, Butlerbot, okay?
Sentry mode engaged.
And he doesn't move.
Right. Ryder's gonna, tiptoe past him and go upstairs.
Yeah, she almost has to squeeze past him. He's that. Butlerbot has no sense of personal space.
No, he's that clunky.
Occasionally, like every 30 seconds or so, you hear...
Scanning. Error, 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 error.
Oh, I just like the idea he's quietly beeping.
yeah, occasionally he beeps too. It's almost comforting at this point.
Yeah, it would be if we knew what the fuck he was about to do. Anyway, yeah, Ryder's going to head back upstairs.
You head back upstairs, and you are confronted with Vee. Vee, what are you doing?
That's happening. Trying to balance things on Radar's head.
Oh god!
Okay, you are confronted with Vee, who has balanced a mug, a ruler, an eraser, 4 pencils, and a packet of house of cards on top of Radar's head.
Vee, what the fuck are you doing?
And it all collapses.
This wasn't me. Someone else did that.
At least you didn't fucking shave him.
Oh, my house collapsed. I mean, that weird person who built a house on Radar's head while he weren't looking.
Whatever. Come on, let's just get this over with. I want to get Radar back.
Yeah, we should probably sort this out before he gets worse. Or I don't know. This is completely unknown territory. But
it's a shame. I really wanted to play that Dragon Roll game with him, but then this shit started happening. It's not one thing; it's another thing.
Yeah, that's right. You can beat him in later.
Yeah. Rod's going to make herself comfy in one of the seats. Have some water before going under, because she's learned from last time playing Glitch that dehydration is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, V's gonna go to the toilet, smoke an entire cigarette, have a quick drink, and then
go under.
You climb into the chair, and of course, the chair is too big for Ryder and too small for V, so it's not comfortable. But you sit in the chairs. What do you do? The headsets are sort of mounted on the shoulder of the chair, off to, sort of behind you and to the right, I guess.
Is there a voice command or a button or something you need to press?
V's just going to put the headset on like a normal person.
Oh, okay. V takes the headset. They're adjustable, so most species seem to be able to fit them. Sort of slots the back around their head spines, clips them over their face, and to you, Ryder, immediately goes limp.
Oh. V? V, can you hear me?
You've reached the voicemail service for VSC Quarantine. I'm not available right now, but if you'd like to leave a message.
Fly guy, no, that's fine. I'll imagine that voice coming out of Flyby. Just yeah, where is Fly Guy?
Yeah,
Fly Guy.
Flyby has a Southeast England accent now. Don't ask why.
Yeah. Fly Guy has been perched on V's shoulder the entire time. But as you ask, V, are you okay? The single eye of the drone turns and looks at you and gives you that message.
Thanks, V. Hopefully you get this message when we come back out. See you in a bit. And Ryder's going to reach up and tug the headset down over her face.
The headset looks... It's metal, it's quite chunky, quite heavy, lots of cables running off of it like before. The inside of it looks like a polished mirror.
Ooh.
And it's not just the screen in front of your eyes as a polished mirror, the whole dome inside of it.
Fancy.
Do you put it on, or do you study it any further?
Yeah, I think she'll study it a bit further, because that's strange.
Perception roll, please.
Perception.
I love the way V just sort of went plonk, put it on their face. That's so perfect.
It bought it from Owl. It's got at least a 60% chance of working, and that's good odds.
Just so typically you, though.
Worst case scenario, V gets brain damage, and who'd notice?
That is 18 plus 14. So
32.
32.
On studying, the mirror surface is not in fact smooth, but it is in fact covered in very intricate, slightly sunken circuitry patterns that run across the entire dome. And what they do is, as you look at it in the light, each sort of facet of it reflects differently, so you get a different image.
Oh.
And it refracts and bends and reflects light. So what you're looking at, eventually, the longer you look at it, the more it changes. It just becomes this swirling cosmos almost. Very hypnotic.
Cool. But yeah, this I'm guessing this is like Archaeotech. There's nothing that exists from Ryder's level of technology in the world like this.
To you, this is a funky-ass fucking headset that somebody sprayed chrome inside.
Oh, sweet. Well, it's no more Archaeotech than the arcade cabinet she's got downstairs, so...
Yeah, or, the 45% of your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's going to
Yay,
sort of
45, I was right.
she's going to sort of go and put it on her head.
And she puts it on her head. The scene I'm about to describe happens for both of you, but we'll focus on Ryder for now because that's where we are narratively. You place it on your head, and there is an immediate, almost cold sensation. It shoots down your spine through the ends of your toes and your tail and your fingertips and to the very, very tips of your ears and to the top of your hair. It's like every atom of you is frozen for a brief second. And it doesn't hurt. It galvanizes you almost. It sort of brings you alive. But then all of your senses just stop. There is nothing. You are confronted with complete oblivion for a brief moment. And then, slowly, you become aware of things around you. You are aware of your own body. You have hands. You have arms. You can see them. They're starting to render into your vision. Very familiar. You, in this case, are not a V. You'd be your Vesk self. Your clothes, you're what you were wearing when you put the headset on. And then the world around you starts to resolve itself back into vision. The first thing you see is each other. You're stood next to each other. You've both got a strange glow around you, almost like a highlight. Sort of shows you where you are, in contrast to the background that is forming, which is you are stood in a hallway. Its floors are metal. Its walls angled outwards, almost hexagonally. And there is a very, very strange familiarity to this corridor. There's an ambient red glow to it as the corridor stretches away in front and behind you. Make an intelligence roll.
Okay.
I'm good at them.
D20 plus your intelligence bonus.
Oh, that's all of one.
Oh god.
V, you ain't got a fucking clue.
I mean, to be fair, I can add my intelligence modifier to that to make it 3.
You still ain't got a fucking clue.
But
I got 11 plus 2.
13. That's about enough. You only needed to beat 10.
Okay.
This corridor is very familiar, but why it's here doesn't make sense. This corridor looks like the corridor from that space station you were on, the hidden one, that had the massive planet-sized cloaking device.
From Kronos.
From Kronos. You're in a long version of that corridor, but
wait, I've never seen this corridor before in my life.
there's a lot less Aslanti banners and motivational posters around. It's just a metal corridor.
I have V, we've been here before. Oh fuck, is it cold in here or is it just me?
Is it cold in here?
It is cold.
Yeah, it's cold in here. Shutting down.
You'd know especially, because lizard.
Yeah.
Weirdly, you don't get that lethargy, V. You're cold. It's the first time you've been cold and fully aware.
Well, this is a weird and uncomfortable sensation. Usually I'm passed out on the floor by now, what the fuck?
Ryder's going to go up and put her hand, or attempt to put her hand on one of the walls to see how real and just solid it is.
Ryder reaches out and places her hand on the wall, and it's tangible. She can feel it. It's metal. It's cold. It's slightly pitted in places, a little bit of rust here and there. There are screws that hold it into the bulkhead. There are pipes that run along it. It's as real as it could possibly be. Yet you know it's not.
So, are we inside radar?
Oh god, I hope not. Well, this place, we've definitely been here before. This was part of that space station, that weird one that we went to that was like sliced in half. You remember that?
Yeah, but why'd it be in radar's brain? Or some part of radar?
I don't know. This is very confusing. I guess we should explore a little further, but keep your wits about you. Ryder's gonna like tap her body. Does she have her weapons with her?
She goes to tap her body, and she doesn't feel any weapons.
Ah, shit.
Both of you, intelligence rolls, please. Because you see Ryder patting herself.
That's a nat 20.
Ooh, nice.
We'll give V a break for this one.
Sure.
You're in a virtual world, but it appears to be via some kind of psychokinetic means. You're not hard interfaced into anything. You have your senses, and you know that in reality you're sat in a chair, not touching any of these metal walls that don't exist.
But that doesn't exclude you from getting hurt in the real world via the experiences of
Yes.
Glitch.
Part of my explanation is, V, you pinch yourself and you feel pain.
Ow.
You know, like you would from a pinch.
Well, that hurt.
What'd you do that for? Oh, I know why you did that.
I'm gonna pinch Ryder to confirm.
Ow, bitch!
Well, that still works. Fair enough. Okay. See, we're learning.
The other thing as well is that this doesn't feel right. This has the twinge of psychic power to it. You can sense the undertones in it. Like when you message with Bath, it always has that sort of weird ethereal nature to it. There's a slight sense of that, and that's what the glow is around each of you.
Yeah, that explains why everything's slightly echoey.
Yeah.
Said V, with apologies to whoever does Foley for this episode.
Ryder's going to rob the spot where V pinched, probably her arm or something, and just have a look down the corridor. Is there anything down it? Any doors or further passageway?
You stare at it, and the longer you stare down the corridor, weirdly, the more of the corridor you can see. It looks like there are certainly alcoves, if not turnings. You'd have to go down there, though.
Huh.
There's something down there, V. Let's have a look around.
Is there anything special about where we materialised? Or we just turned up in a random part of the corridor?
You're just in the middle of a corridor, although if you keep looking behind you, effectively, the corridor goes so far and then it's just a wall.
I don't know, is it worth remembering where this is? Or did we just turn up somewhere random?
Do you have any control over your body in reality first? Can you take the headset off?
Yeah, I try and do that.
You reach up and it's like trying to rip your own horns off.
No, we're trapped in here.
Oh, great. Probably should have thought about that before we both put the headsets on at the same time.
Immediately blame you for this.
Why is it my fault, V? You went and bought this weird shit from
I
that
put
weird
mine on
tech dealer
first.
down the road.
Yeah, well, it worked. It did what it
You put
said
yours
it
on
did.
first without even fucking looking at it. I watched you.
Yeah, and then you watched me and then you did it as well.
Yeah, because I thought it was safe. Yes. Anyway, we're here now. We might as well have a look around.
Well, I guess we better fix radar or else we're trapped in here forever.
Yeah, hopefully we can, from inside wherever the fuck this place is.
With my last breath, I curse radar.
Why are you always cursing people when we get in dangerous situations?
It makes me feel better.
Anyone's fault but your own.
Just how they roll, I guess.
Yeah. Damn you, person who isn't me.
For the record, I have the biggest grin on my face. I'm constantly having to stop myself giggling at this, so please continue.
Good. So yeah, Ryder's going to continue down this corridor and have a look into one of these alcoves, and hopefully she's going to beckon for V to follow.
Yeah, V's going to follow behind. Actually, did Flyby materialise with them, or are they just on their own?
Oh yeah.
There is no flyby.
Well,
you've lost your familiar.
Are you thinking of flyby?
V thinks of Flyby really hard. A vein bulges on their forehead.
As they do, Fly Guy appears on your shoulder. Almost materialises in.
Whoa!
Oh, progress! V thinks really hard about a hot dog.
Nothing happens. No hot dog appears.
Well, it was worth a try.
Flyby just appeared on your shoulder there. What did you do?
I thought really hard about him. I guess, think really hard about something that you had with you when you joined in.
Ryder thinks really, really hard about a hot girlfriend.
That he had when he joined... Oh, wait, I can't tell what you're thinking.
Nothing happens.
Oh, god damn it.
What did you think of it?
Oh, nothing. Let's just go.
On the record, the Fly Guy functions exactly as they would in reality.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Well, that's some progress.
Yes.
I've also doomed my familiar to be trapped in Radar's way forever.
Oh, great. So now we have no way out of this place.
Oh, man. Sorry, I just had a fucking, Harvey Birdman attorney at law sort of image. And it's basically everyone's in a VR seat, but Fly Guy has also put himself in one, so he's sat like a crow, but his legs are sticking out upwards slightly with this VR headset on, and his wings neatly folded. Yeah.
Pigeon sitting is my favourite Google search image.
Yes.
Not with the legs bent or
Like
anything.
Yeah. That I'll tell you right now, though, that hasn't happened. That was just my cartoon brain. So you're proceeding up the corridor. Moving on, you come up to these alcoves, and they're not opposite each other, so it's not like you come to a point and you've got one to your left, one to your right. You'll come to one on the left, and there'd be one on the right. But the first one you come to, you turn to look into the alcove, and the corridor immediately turns into this broken, sparking, black mess. But in that center, there is an image, and it is an image of you two playing that game on the arcade machine. And it keeps replaying the same 3 seconds, and it's a clip of the desert city background.
Oh, that says familiar.
What is this? Is this like a memory? Or it's going to approach it and check it out further? Is it like 3D? Or
It's
a
an
flat
exact
plane?
replication of what we were doing, so it's a memory rather than...
It appears to be a memory.
Yeah. I mean, is this radar right before he broke?
It must have been. That's the last... He repaired the arcade cabinet. He stood behind us, watched us play it, and then, I don't know, I got so engrossed in the game I didn't see what happened to him after that.
Yeah, me either. Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, this is still progress. We know he was working until this point, or at least the organic part of him and the cybernetic part of him were both working until this point.
Is the memory, like, on a loop? Is it going around, or does it come to an end at one point?
So the more you stare at it, the longer I will the better I will describe it.
Okay.
The memory is him emerging from the back of the cabinet, saying, "Oh, don't worry about it," and patting down some personal fires. And he goes in and he stands there behind you guys and watches you play. And he's very, very proud. You get his emotions through it as well. It's weird. You feel proud with him of the fact that he's been able to restore this machine to functionality for you guys to enjoy.
Yeah.
He's watching you play, you guys select your characters, and he's like really enjoying it, like sort of watching it. Although he's very taciturn sometimes, so he doesn't say much. And he's watching you guys play and progress through the level, and then the level does that transition where it goes to the ruined city with the skyscrapers sticking out of the dunes, and the ruined cars and everything. And he gets that image and stops, and then it rolls back to where it transitions to the dunes and the skyscrapers sticking out of the dunes, and then stops. And it keeps flicking back to that point before resetting and showing the whole thing again.
It's like the last thing he saw was that pixely desert place with the buildings sticking out of it.
I mean, do you reckon that activated or triggered something in him?
I have no idea.
The last time we saw something like that was way back when we dealt with that Kronos monster.
Ryder, can you make a reflex roll, please?
Sure.
Oh boy. Otter Shield, save me.
Oh dear. So 9 plus 10. So 19.
19. Right. You manage to... Your senses kick in suddenly and you step backwards. And as you do, this strange mechanical tendril just shoots like out of the darkness near you and embeds in the wall near your face. There's like a whip crack.
Fuck. What did you do? Why did you make that happen?
I didn't do nothing.
Well, you did something, because that happened.
And then another one. This one's aiming at V. So V can have a reflex roll, please.
Oh boy. That is 14 on the dice, plus... That's 20.
Right, yeah, you dodge it. A mass of these things erupt from the same location that this other one seemed to, and start trying to spear at you. They're about the thickness of your thumb, and the ends of them are wicked, open-toothed barbs.
Ryder.
Like a 5-petaled flower.
There's fucking funky wiring trying to grab people. What the fuck?
Get the fuck away from it! Come on, come on! Yeah, Ryder's gonna indicate to V to hurry back and get out of this alcove.
V's gonna duck and then step back until... I mean, how far to get out of the range of these tentacles, or they just go as far as they can?
Oh, you step back out of the alcove, and after a moment, they all slowly retreat back into the wreckage from around the edge of this corridor.
Well, I'm no doctor, but that's fucked up.
Yeah, it looks like these were the things that damaged the corridor.
What the fuck?
It's I mean, call me crazy, but that looks a lot like the tentacles we saw when we had to deal with...
What's his name? Fucking Logos?
Logos, that's it.
Yeah. What the fuck are they doing in here?
Why are they inside Radar?
Okay, this is...
You've watched a lot of Japanese stuff. Is this normal?
What the fuck's that got to do with anything?
I don't know. It's the only frame of reference I have for tentacles, so...
That's not the kind of tentacles you're thinking of. Anyway, let's keep going. This is fucking creeping me out. Don't want to spend any longer in here than we have to.
How many alcoves can we see, stretching out?
Oh, there are loads.
Well, I'm going to pick one at random and see what's inside it.
Yeah, maybe we'll find one that isn't got weird tentacles in it. Ryder blushes a little bit.
Wait.
Okay, you step away from that alcove. Are you picking one at random? Are you moving for a random amount of time down this corridor and then finding an alcove?
We'll see if we
Because
find a memory that we recognise.
Yeah. Oh, find one who's typing his PIN number.
Hello everybody, and once again, thank you for listening to Cosmopunk. We're now officially in Season 2, so if you're not quite sure what's going on or you've missed a bit, there's a special Season 1 recap called the Cosmopunk Omnibus. That comes just before this campaign. We're still on all the regular podcast and social media sites, go and follow us there, go and tell your friends about us. Links to them are all in the description. We're also still trying to push on the Spotify app, so if you have that on your phone, please give us a nice review. That would be really cool of you. Once again, thank you so much for listening, see you in 2 weeks, and as always, shoot straight and roll high.